It was just something to experience. The crowd here cheered her onto the track, and you'd think she'd just won the race. She looked in magnificent fettle. The 3-year-old looked very well, I thought. Stylish Century, he looked very nice. Kosh King looked magnificent as well. But all eyes are on Rosie, and if she wins, well, the grandstand, we're up the top here, but it's not going to be very safe where we're standing if she does.
And there she is, the champion mare, Empire Rose, and she's the subject of attention from eyes all around the world. 60 million viewers have joined us to watch the 1989 Melbourne Cup. Visitors have come from all over the world. One of them is with us in the studio, Charles Benson, one of England's most famous racing riders. Charles, welcome back to Australia yet again. You were just telling us there are a couple of very illustrious viewers out there.
Yes, I understand that both Sheikh Hamdan and Sheikh Mohammed are watching live in Dubai. I would like to give them a word of encouragement for Quds, but I really can't, I'm afraid. But they've won a lot of races and they're terrific owners, and I'm only sorry that Almiraj can't run.
Well, there's Mick Dittman on Sea Legend. Charles, you keep coming back year after year to watch this race, the Melbourne Cup. Why is that?
Well, I just regard this as one of my favourite outings of the year. It's a magnificent promotion. It's brilliantly sponsored by Foster's. This is the sort of promotion that really is worthwhile, and I love the atmosphere. I love the race.
Your tip?
Siddiston from Tasmania.
Well, Siddiston hasn't been tipped by a lot of people. It has been well fancied, and I know you think that Stylish Century can't win because you say a 3-year-old can't win this race.
Well, to our mind, it's impossible for a 3-year-old that's only 2 weeks, actually three-year-old 2 weeks ago. To us, this would seem impossible in Europe, but you do impossible things out here, notably beating the English cricket team this summer.
Charles, I think we're about to prove you wrong. I think he can win Stylish Century. Dan Malecki to call his first Melbourne Cup, 20 years of age. Make it your best ever, Dan.
Thanks very much, Bruce McAvaney. Marvellous feeling as these horses line up for the Foster's Melbourne Cup. There's $1,815,000 up for grabs. And may the best horse win Australia's greatest race, the Melbourne Cup. We're almost set. Quds is in. 2 more to come up. No more popular horse on the race course than this next mare who will come into the gates with a big white blaze. 17.1 hands, 666 kilograms. She's massive. She's Empire Rose. There she is. Looks as great as ever. And what a reception she'll get if she can create history and become the 5th horse to win 2 Melbourne Cups. Rosie's set. Kosh King, another New Zealander, will be the last one to link up on the outside stall. 23 horses running. Scratching Narbotto, they're set. Ready in the cup. Lights on. Racing in the Foster's Melbourne Cup, and there's an electrifying roar from the crowd. Empire Rose has jumped away well, and I reckon Allen's going to go up forward on her early. One of the best out, Pacific Mirage from Superimpose, going up to take the front running in the early part of the race. Research and Go Pack were up there as well, and so too is Plume d'Orvilliers, Stylish Century, and wider out Power of Destiny. Followed by Sea Legend, Hidden Rhythm just behind those from Ideal Sentiment, Empire Rose wide. The widest, though, was Kosh King. Quds gets back towards the middle end of the field. Terrific next, and then the Phantom Palace Revolt. Kate's Mill out wide, then Sedestin, followed by Salis Opera. Saratov second last, and 4 lengths away, Cold Diesel, given time to settle down. As they run down the front straight the first time round in the Melbourne Cup. And Power of Destiny leads by 3/4 of a length. Second on the outside was Kosh King, Stylish Century third, but he's about to take over the front running with a lap to go. Empire Rose goes to 4th, but 3 deep on the outside of Ideal Sentiment. Superimpose the rail, a length and a half away then to Sea Legend. Fleetwood Lads out 3 deep, and they were followed by Research on the inside of Hidden Rhythm. Go Pack next, and Quds the outside, a length to Lord Highbrow and Plume d'Orvilliers. On its outside, Terrific, and then Pacific Mirage, Kate's Mill 3 wide. Palace Revolt the centre, a length and a half to the Phantom, followed by Saratov. A length and a half to Salis Opera, then came Sedestin, and Cold Diesel is 8 lengths away, last of all, the Caulfield Cup winner. 1,800 metres left to go in the Foster's Melbourne Cup. And the leader is Stylish Century. Going up on the outside quickly, though, was Empire Rose. A length away in 3rd position, Kosh King. On the inside, 4th, Power of Destiny. About 2.5 lengths away, Ideal Sentiment. Then Superimpose and Fleetwood Lad 3 deep, a length to Sea Legend and Research. A length and a half away then to Go Pack, and they were followed by Hidden Rhythm, Palace Revolt. Over on its outside was Plume d'Orvilliers, then Lord Highbrow, Quds 3 deep. A length away, Terrific, and they were followed by Kate's Mill, a length to Saratov. One away on the outside, then to the Phantom, Sedestin over on the inside of Salis Opera. And 3 lengths away, last of all, was Cold Diesel, 15 lengths off the lead in the Foster's Melbourne Cup. They're passing the halfway point now, almost 1,200 metres to run. Empire Rose sitting up on the outside of Stylish Sentry. They're a length and a half clear now. On the inside in third placing, Power of Destiny. Kosh King now went up on the outside of the leader. Empire Rose to third. Here's Kuds whipping around them 3 deep, a length away. Ideal Sentiment, they're starting to bunch. Fleetwood Lad goes up on the outside, followed by Superimpose. Hidden Rhythm was out a little bit wider, a length further back in the field to Research. Palace Revolt starting to make a run around the outside, then Kate's Mill Terrific. Plume d'Orvier, Sedestin a mile back in the field. Cold Diesel's 10 lengths away, and there's been a fall back in the field. Saratov has lost its rider, and Salis Opera's gone over the top. A fall in the Foster's Melbourne Cup. Around the turn, 600 metres to go, and Kuds kicked away. Kuds has raced away about 3 lengths in front, and second placing Superimpose, then Power of Destiny. Wider out on the track was Lord Highbrow, followed by Plume d'Orvier. Rosie's under pressure, she can't win. 300 metres to go, and Superimpose takes the lead in the cup from Kuds. Then Lord Highbrow down the outside was Terrific. Superimpose in front, it could be a Freedman Quinella. Superimpose in front, Terrific coming late on the outside. Kuds fights back, it's Kuds, Superimpose and Terrific's going to win the cup for Lee Freedman. Terrific kicked away and wins it, Quinella for Lee. Terrific first, Superimpose second, Kuds third. Then came the Phantom, followed by Sedestin. Lord Highbrow, Plume d'Orvier, Research, Power of Destiny. Then Sea Legend, Kate's Mill, fella back, well back in the field, Ideal Sentiment. Then came Hidden Rhythm, followed by Empire Rose. She couldn't do it today, Rosie. Then Hidden Rhythm, well back, Ideal Sentiment, Cold Diesel, never in it from Stylish Sentry, Palace Revolt, Kosh King. And unfortunately, there was a fall. Saratov and Salis Opera have both come down. John, I missed it. I haven't seen the jockeys. The horses are okay.
They were way back in the field at the time that they fell down, but what a great training triumph for Lee Freedman, with Terrific ridden by Shane Dye, who partnered the winner of the Golden Slipper this year. Quartzer now has come out and won the Melbourne Cup, but how do you think Darren Gauchi would feel? Darren's been riding Superimpose most of the time, and he has ridden Terrific, and today Shane Dye jumped on this Terrific and he's beaten Superimpose. Darren ran second, I think, about 4 years ago in the Melbourne Cup, and now he's had to settle for second again. And Kuds, what a great run for Colin Hayes in his last year of training to run 30. He looked the winner racing down past about the 300, but the long Flemington straight told him out, and there's Shane Dye coming back to scale now. Must be one of the happiest guys in the world. I'd say any racecourse in the world, Shane Dye today would be the happiest guy.
And why shouldn't he be, John? Because he's done what you did twice. He's won the Foster's Melbourne Cup, won the Golden Slipper earlier this year on Quartzer, and now he's done what every jockey worth his salt wants to do in Australia and New Zealand, and that's win the Melbourne Cup. Another great result for the New Zealand jockey, and look at Lee Freedman. He can hardly believe it. Peter Donegan has him right now, and here's Peter with a winning trainer who's got the Quinella. He's done a Bart Cummings.
Here he is now, Bruce. Lee, well, to win a Melbourne Cup is fantastic. To run the Quinella, how do you feel?
Oh, it's a pretty good feeling. Both horses had had superb preparations, and I said to someone this morning that I thought, if anything, Terrific would probably win because he just had the perfect preparation. And it was a great ride. And, I mean, to Quinella, I think we Quinella.
Yep, you have.
It's unbelievable.
Now, when they got to the 200, Superimpose went up on the outside, looked the winner. Could you believe your eyes when you saw Terrific come?
I thought he was home, and then the other horse came out the pack, and I just couldn't believe that, you know.
Is it possible to sum up a moment like this?
Well, it hasn't really hit me yet. It's just, I mean, to have two and Quinella the Cup's just a fantastic feeling, yeah.
You'll never experience a better moment in racing than your first Melbourne Cup.
This is my second, yeah. This is my second, yeah.
Well, fantastic effort. Well done.
Thank you.
And go and enjoy the celebrations.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, what Lee means, of course, is a Terrific ran last year for him, but it's his first Melbourne Cup winner. There's no doubt about that. And I was speaking to Lee Freedman at the Geelong Cup meeting, and he took me aside and said, Bruce, have something on Superimpose. We're not going to go to the Japan Cup. He can win the Melbourne Cup for me. That was a fortnight ago. Well, he's not a bad judge because the horse ran second today, and he was beaten by his stablemate Terrific. What a moment for the Freedmans. The three brothers, they work together, Richard, Anthony and Lee. They've come down from New South Wales. Lee Freedman has based his training methods around Colin Hayes. He respects Colin Hayes immensely, still calls him Mr. Hayes on race day mornings. And today, he's done what Colin's been able to do twice and what Bart's been able to do, and that is Quinella the Cup. It's something that is very rare in Australian racing. Cummings did it with Light Fingers and Galilee in 66, and he did it in 67, rather in 65 with Light Fingers and Zima. Mike, it was a fantastic finish. Darren Gauci must have been counting the money. He was about to go to the front.
Extraordinary, though, nonetheless, because Shane Dye has such a great record in big races. A great record.
And Terrific was coming home at a rate of knots. He was wanting to hang in a little. Superimposed was being hard-ridden. And Charles Benson, who's still with us, Michael Clark on Quds rode a great race, but it was the tougher stayer who was able to come home.
He showed a lot of courage, Quds. I was impressed by him. He ran better than I predicted. Sheikh Mohammed should be jolly proud of him. I've made an idiot of myself, not for the first time.
Well, Colin Hayes, the man who the Freedmans idolised so much, was in here with us this morning. He told us to back Quds each way, and of course those who did have got a handsome dividend, and for a while they looked like they might just have picked up the Melbourne Cup.
He's a tough, brave horse, Terrific. It had won 2 St Ledgers, won the South Australian St Ledger, won the Sydney St Ledger, both over more than a mile and a half, 2,800 metres, and today he's been able to come home. And as Mike said, Shane Dye, a big race jockey, rode the perfect race, brought the horse with a well-timed run, and he's been able to win the Foster's Melbourne Cup. A shock result in a way, odds of around about 20, 25 to 1, and I guess the story of the race, the favourites, Empire Rose and Stylish Sentry, both beaten before the home turn.
It was a shock result because of all the tips, and there were plenty of tips all day yesterday, all day today. I don't think I heard anybody tip Terrific.
Absolutely unwanted. Shane Dye, ecstatic as he should be. Darren Gauci in second placing. That's the second time that Darren has finished second in the Melbourne Cup. And Michael Clark, who's tasted a winner in 1986, has finished third on Quds. So Terrific becomes a legend in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, a horse that not a lot of people would have heard of unless they went to the races each Saturday.
I'm going to say he's a horse that you'd back on a Saturday afternoon, but you wouldn't back him with any great degree of certainty. He's come out today and he's won the Melbourne Cup.
And let's go down and join Graham Kelly in the mounting yard after the Cup.
Well,
you're on, Graham.
Shane, how did that feel?
No, it's just a great feeling.
When did you think you were going to win?
Well, I'm a bit emotional, sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Going out of the straight, I got too far away, and the inside horse tried to push me out, and I said, don't go, whatever you do, because we're not going to win. I said, all we can do is just save ground. They've gone too hard, and they were going to stop. And I went to make my move at about the 1,000, but they all started to pack up because they just went too hard early. So I just saved ground. Before the turn, I thought, well, I've wasted nothing. I've got to go round them. And I thought, I was on the right horse, the best stayer, and he's won.
400 metres from home, you're going to get the money.
I was always going to win.
And how did it feel compared to the Golden Slipper and the Blue Diamond?
Well, I always thought the Golden Slipper was great, but...
Thanks very much, Shane. That's how Shane Dye made racing history.
Well, that's what this race means to the jockeys, the trainers and the owners. It's quite unique. Shane Dye's a cocky fellow, Mike. He's a guy full of confidence. The other jockeys like him. The press love him. He's always got a word to say, but today he was overcome with emotion, and I don't think there's any doubt what he thinks about the Melbourne Cup after that.
No, it's obviously something very, very special to him. As I said, he rides a lot of winners, something very special to Lee Freedman too. It takes me back, Bruce, I must be getting old. I remember the days when they used to say New Zealand jockeys couldn't sit on.
They can sit on I reckon Brent Thompson changed all that when he came over and rode for Colin Hayes. Well, there's Lee Freedman, who's done about Cummings today and Quinella the Cup. I reckon when he went to bed last night, he might have dreamt of winning. He wouldn't have dreamt of this situation. I think it'll hit him in about an hour's time. After the break, correct weight, dividends, and the presentation of the 1989 Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Welcome back. There's the scene at Flemington after Terrific, the winner of the South Australian St Ledger, and that was about the best he'd ever won before, came out only a few minutes ago, wrote his name into history by winning the 1989 Melbourne Cup, and there he is, Bruce.
And Mikey's run the fastest time in history. He's broken the metric record and also broken Rain Lover's pace setter record, and this is how he did it. About 5 horses off the fence, Shane Dye with the whip in the right hand, Quds on the rail, head-on shot here, Terrific inclined to hang down, wanted to run in a little, Dye keeping him straight. Again, side on, you notice that he stopped riding him with the whip to make sure that he keeps in a straight line. I reckon Darren Gauci's had one good long look across there and seen the stablemate go past and said, oh no, second again. Quds under pressure on the fence. Horses starting to run on the Phantom and Citizen. but terrific going home a winner of the Melbourne Cup. Shane Dye puts the whip away, and he's run the fastest time ever of 3:17.1. Fantastic performance by Terrific. And for those people that backed him today, they're going to collect a very healthy dividend as we check the prices all around Australia on the Melbourne Cup. And in Victoria, Terrific, $13.60 and $3.95. Superimposed, $3.15. Coods, $4.65. Quinella, the Lee Freedman Quinella, $109.25. Trifecta to come shortly.
Yes, I think they're still trying to work out that trifecta, Bruce. It's going to pay heaps.
It'll be enormous.
Because how many times on a Saturday afternoon, though, how many times have you backed Terrific each way in a handicap and thought, oh, geez, he's run a good race, but, you know.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Extraordinary
plenty.
races bring out extraordinary moments, and here he was this afternoon. He comes out and wins the Melbourne Cup. To our international viewers, I hope you enjoyed the race. The winner, Terrific, ridden by New Zealand jockey Shane Dye. We'll see you again here at Flemington, hopefully next year for the 1990 Melbourne Cup. But right now, the 1989 Melbourne Cup has been run and won. To do the presentation, the chairman of the VRC, Peter Armitage.
Your Excellency, Mr. Premier, Mr. John Elliott, our friends in Churchill Downs, Kentucky, the Royal Hong Kong Jockey Club, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this great day at Flemington. The VRC is proud, in conjunction with Carlton United Breweries, to have put on for the whole of Australia the 1989 Foster's Melbourne Cup. And may I, before I introduce Mr. John Elliott, Chairman of Carlton United Breweries, add the club's congratulations to the winning owners of Terrific, the jockey Shane Dye, and possibly most of all, Lee Freedman, the trainer, for having Quinella'd the race and broken the record. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Elliott.
Your Excellencies, Mr. Premier, Mr. Chairman, Committee, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, they say it takes a war or a devastation to unite people. But on this day, the whole of Australia is united because the whole of this country stops for the greatest day every year, the Foster's Melbourne Cup. We are, our company, Carlton United Breweries, are delighted to be part of this great day, and it is truly a unique day for Australia. There are 100 million people that have watched the race around the world, and we do ourselves proud to put on such a great day and such an event. May I congratulate you, sir, as Chairman of the VRC and your committee for once again providing a great day for Australia. The Melbourne Cup, the Foster's Melbourne Cup, represents guts, teamwork and determination. And any horse that wins that race, and any man that's trained it, because it's the desire of everybody to win it, has performed an amazing feat. And I say to the owners, the trainer, the jockey and the strapper, you've put in a great team effort, and congratulations from us all on winning the 1989 Foster's Melbourne Cup. To you, sir, our company we feel very privileged to be associated with this part of Australia. We do our best around the world for our country with our product, and you, sir, have done a great job for us here today. It gives me great pleasure to present to the owners, the winner, the owners of this horse, Terrific, the 1989 Foster's Melbourne Cup winner, the trophy.
Chairman and Committee of the Victoria Racing Club, Mr. Premier, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my co-owners, Mr. Brian Avery from New Zealand, who selected the horse and named the horse Terrific, we owe him a great deal. To Ed McKeon Bloodstock, been a great partner, and to my wife, on behalf of the owners, I'd like to thank the Carlton United Brewery for a marvellous trophy and for their contribution to racing in Australia. Terrific has been a lot of fun, to say the least. He's been a colossal horse, and it's a wonderful thing for family and friends to have the pleasure of a horse and to be able to share it with them. I would like to pay a special tribute to our trainer, Lee Freedman, and his brothers, Richard, Anthony and Michael. They've done a marvellous job, not only winning, but Quinella-ing the Cup today. What a mighty feat. And if their father, Tony Freedman, were only here today, how proud he would be of them. To Shane Dye, well, I flew up to Canberra with Shane about a month ago in a bit of a storm. There was ice on the windscreen, and we've been bucked around in a little Cessna, and he was sound asleep. Mr. Cool, I call him. Thank you for a wonderful ride, Shane. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
The small replica goes to the trainer, Lee Freedman. What a feat. He's not only Quinella'd the Foster's Melbourne Cup this year, he has broken the race record, and the time for Terrific was 3:17.1, and previously the record was held by Golden Black, 3:18.4. It was a fantastic race, and to the trainer of Quinella, congratulations.
Mr. Premier, the distinguished guests, Mr. Elliott, members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen, as you can understand, this is a big moment for me. Not only to win the Cup, but to Quinella it. There's a lot of people who have to be thanked for the horse winning today. Firstly, the owners for having the faith in me to give me the horse in the first place. Secondly, my brothers, Richard, Anthony and Michael, who are a never-ending source of assistance to me. It's a partnership, and like all successful things in life, it's a team effort, and that's the way we play the game. All my staff, including Ken Stewart, who straps the horse, I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank my mother-in-law, Bev, who's at home looking after our baby and allowing us to enjoy the moment. And it's very emotional for me. My great-grandfather rode the winner of this race 3 times 70 or 80 years ago, and my grandfather ran second with a horse in 1938. So, I know it's a race my late father, would always have liked to have won. So there's a lot of ghosts up here with me, and I hope they're as pleased as I am. Thank you very much.
Now the jockey, Shane Dye. This is his first Melbourne Cup win. He's won in the Golden Slipper, he's won a lot of the short races, but as he said to me, this is the greatest thrill he's had in his life. Congratulations.
Mr. Elliott, Mr. Chairman, members of your committee, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what can I really say? It's a very great thrill to win such a race. 6 months ago, or 5 months ago, I won the Golden Slipper, and I thought that would be the greatest thrill I'd have in racing, but today doubles that. The owners, thank you very much for sticking with me. They've been on to me for about the last 6 months or 8 months since I won the St. Leger on the horse to ride him, and I'm just glad I stuck with him. Lee Freeman, thanks again for sticking. Been a bit undecided about my ride, and he had to wait till last Wednesday before I finalised it, but at least he stuck with me. Thank you. And to his brothers and staff who do all the work there also, thank you very much. I'd like to thank my girlfriend Carla, who we're getting married next year. She stuck by me, and I come in after the St. Leger, and she said, well, I think you'll win the Melbourne Cup on him. Thank you.
So there it is, the Foster's Melbourne Cup for 1989. Lee Freedman, the winning trainer, Shane Dye, the winning jockey, and Terrific, the winning horse. And he was just that today. He was terrific because he's run the fastest time in the long history of the race, and it goes back to 1861. Quicker than Rain Lover, quicker than all the other great champions of the past. And Terrific's name now will be etched alongside the other great horses as he goes home and beats Superimpose and Cuds. They're the 3 in this year's Melbourne Cup. Back with more after the break. Australia paying $13.60 from memory here in Victoria. And it was a Lee Freedman Quinella with Terrific, Superimpose and Kuds. Big trivecta dividend here. And let's check the dividends on the Melbourne Cup. Terrific 13.63.95, Superimpose 3.15, Kuds 4.65, Quinella 109.25, and the trifecta $6,760 even on 629.
Had a good run, but just never went home.
Thank you. Thanks, Mick.
Yeah, he ran great, got a little bit too far back. He flattened out and I was got a nice run up the inside, was just a little bit unlucky.
Mick Clark with Kuds. Good run, Mick.
Oh, great run, Ted. He tried hard. He's a good, strong one-pace horse, and I thought he nearly had the money for a while.
Thanks, mate. Darren, good run, Superimpose.
Yeah, he put him mighty effort. Just failed to run the 2 mile out real strong.
Thanks very much. Tony, any excuse for Empire Rose?
Not really. She had her chance. She just couldn't really finish the race off.
Thanks, Tony. Kevin Moses, Tidy Century.
I think the Derby took a bit more out of him than we thought he did.
Thanks very much, Kevin. How about you?
Yeah, he went a good race. He got in trouble with the horses that fell.
Jimmy Castley with Kate's Mill.
I was always wide, mate, and just kept getting...
Kenny Russell, any excuse?
He moved into it on the turn, but he struggled from there on.
Thanks, Kenny. Well, Larry, great run, Lord Highbrow.
Yes, he looked a good chance there halfway up the straight. Just died a little bit, but didn't have the best of runs, but still very good just the same.
Thanks very much, Larry.
Copped a lot of interference first time down the straight and got a nice run through to the corner and maybe just failed to see the distance out.
Thank you. Brian Hibbert with Kosh King. Any excuses, Brian?
No, not really. I was going half a mile out.
Thank you, Brian. Peter Hutchinson with Power of Destiny. Any excuses, Peter?
No, just didn't stay the trip. No, he it was a greatly improved run on is the last things he's been doing. And had every chance and just died on the run.
Thanks, Peter.
Well, as I anticipated, not too many hard luck stories after the Melbourne Cup. Certainly the best horse came out and won the race. That horse is called Terrific, and I think the bookies, Bob Mormon, must have thought that was a rather terrific result.
Well, early this morning when I first came to the course, I walked up to Harold Stapleton's stand. He was taking punters on young and old for plenty of money. It's the big race of the year for the bookmakers. Harold, it's been run and won. Outsiders filled the placings. Have you got a smile on your face?
I have most bookmakers that have a smile.
A big result?
Good result. Excellent result.
I can't help having a quiet deco over at your computer and it shows a $28,000 positive result on the race. Is that it? You win 28 grand?
That's about right.
$28,000
I think the majority of bookmakers will be satisfied. They backed many horses towards the finish. Kosh King, the bottom, rallied for the top. They backed 8 or 10 horses in the race and little snippets for the winner. But a good result overall.
Thanks, Harold. Yep, so there's one happy bookmaker. He took them on all day, and of course you saw the outsiders fill the placings, and Harold Stapleton, along with all his mates in the ring here at Flemington today, have been big winners.
Lady of Perfection 225, Still Sculptress at 250, Dalmator 805, Perfect Evening at 355, Lockwalk 895, Affalar at 1545, Keen on Me 835, Machine Lady 265, Snow Apple at $25.80, Angels Fly, Lee Freedman, will he win another race? $9.50, Joma Special 17.30, Perfect Poise 13.35, Better Alice at 28.15, Crimson Flower 28.65, Allure at $13.40, and Janford at $45.60. So Lee Freedman is going to saddle up Angels Fly in this race. He saddled up. Lady of Perfection drawn wide. Royal Creation couldn't overcome the wide draw. Will this horse, Lady of Perfection, as we take a look at the horse?
But we've still got 3 races to go here at Flemington. They're on their way to the 1,400-metre start for the Vic Health Foundation Stakes.
Lots of chances as you look at the totes. 230 Lady of Perfection, 225 Still Sculptress and favourite, 340 for Perfect Evening, down to Machine Lady at 275, and over the page, big field here, Angels Fly at $9. Big odds for Joma Special, Perfect Poise, Better Alice, Crimson Flower, Allure, Janford, and Tumult is a scratching.
And we'll be back with more in a moment here on Cup Day at Flemington. Race 6 coming up in 5 minutes.
Race after the Melbourne Cup, the Vic Health Foundation Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies. Affalar going up into the gates, colours made famous by Chiraco. Great mare in the middle 70s. Only a couple have come forward, namely Delmator, Snow Apple and Betterellis. Good betting race. Machine Lady, Steel Sculptor.